Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today we're going to be going over some of the lore in the newly released Boys in Blue DLC, so mask up and let's get into it, larceny enthusiasts. Coming from the Syntax Error DLC, we found out that Concord is the ex-CEO of Murky Water, and he's out to get the Payday gang after we brought Murky Water down in the conclusion of Payday 2. Concord, trying to enact revenge, hires assassins to kill everyone involved in the Payday gang. Clover, at the time of when the assassins found her, was in Ireland training up some criminals of her own, just like Hoxton did for her. Unfortunately, the trainees got killed in the crossfire, and Clover, in revenge, bought a new gun, the Queen's Revenge, a specifically modded Car 4. Buying this weapon is what got her caught, because that's how Dragon caught wind. I mean, who else buys a specifically made Car 4 with a 4-leaf clover and Irish flags on its magazine? Dragon sent a hidden message inside of the stock of the gun to contact Vlad. Vlad, also having an issue of his own with his legitimate cash for gold business, heard about Shade's call out to crimenet asking for any information on Concord. You see, Vlad has some insider information that Captain Blythe and John Concord have been having conversations together. So Vlad figured out, why not have the gang fix his police raid issue, and in return, he will help give them Concord. After we steal back the gold, we use the server information that we stole from the police during the explosive raid. We get confirmation that they're trying to transfer a certain prisoner, which they only refer to them by their ID number, to Rikers Island and push up their court hearing. Via hacking into Rikers Island database, and looking up the prisoner ID, we learn that this prisoner is none other than Franklin Steele, brother of Nathan Steele, otherwise known as Dallas. Yes, Houston was caught, and it seems like Concord has been keeping him for when he needs him. After our raid on Scry Digital, I'm sure Concord knows, we know, who he is. So he's retaliating by either locking Houston away forever, or maybe even potentially trying to give him the death sentence. Now this is where I want to speculate, as a supposed king is looking for gold in a legitimate business, and in his words, gets framed because the police found drugs on the scene that weren't even there. These same police working for Concord brought it back to their station, and Vlad says himself that the gold would have been lost in the transition to the new station. And we know the dentist was working with Murky Water and at times seemed like he might have owned Murky Water. So with that, we can speculate that Concord and the dentist have the same possible mission in mind. And the reason I say that, it seems like Concord is after the gold just as much as Vlad is. Now you might call me crazy for speculating this, and I possibly am, but the reason I do is because we look around the heist and stumbled upon a conversation. 2 police officers hanging outside of the station having a chat, and they talk about a variety of subjects, but one of them is this.
You're delusional. Seriously delusional.
These are facts. The 3 kings run the world in secret, and they're always watching.
And they're alien kings?
Kinda. They're from another dimension. They came to Earth through a portal under the Lincoln Memorial.
Jesus, and you said one of the kings pretends to be a what?
He walks among us as a veterinarian. No one suspects a thing.
You don't actually believe any of this, do you?
It's real. You'll see. You'll all see.
Now who does that sound like? None other than the Healer King. Now in this instance, we hear a veterinarian. But if you want to look through the files itself, you can see STARBREEZE wanted to toy with us because they dynamically change what job this king has. But all of them seem to be healing of some kind. Now, of course, in the finale of Payday 2, we killed off the healer. So that means 2 things. 1, the cop's information is old or wrong, or 2, the kings don't die, or they get reborn, just like Bane and the President. So when we killed the dentist, the Nephilim gave the gift to another being, or the dentist didn't die at all. Now, outside of my rambling, let's get on to some Easter eggs. Now, most of them are the cop voice lines, but we have a few others as well. To start off, to support my weird alien Nephilim ramblings, we might have, right in the middle of the police station, a weird handprint. This is a 3-fingered, 1-thumbed handprint with the word Strike Team on top. This could be a reference to the aliens or the fact that Payday 2 bulldozers kind of look like they have 3 fingers. Next to that, we have the homicide report of the one and only John F. Kennedy. And as you can see, it has all the details of the report, like time of death, where it was, and other details. It also says that he lived in the White House, too. Outside of those two things on the same whiteboard, there isn't much. Most of the papers on the map are random scribbles that you can't even read, and even the Kennedy homicide report is repeated numerous times. The only other thing that we kinda had to laugh at was the fact that the corrupt lieutenant's name is Anderson. Remind you of anyone? For the cop conversations, we have a few interesting ones. We have this one talking about Die Hard. Now, this is Almir's favorite, and if you didn't know, there was supposed to be a Die Hard crossover with Payday 2 that, unfortunately, it never happened.
What's your favorite cop movie?
I love Die Hard. John McClane is a fucking beast.
Love that film. Always blows me away.
How about you?
I just saw Samurai Cop. Definitely my new fave.
You count that as a cop movie?
It definitely counts. He's a cop just like you and me. Except instead of a gun, he uses a katana. Way cooler.
And we have this one referencing Red vs. Blue. This one comes hard after the announcement of Rooster Teeth shutting down not too long ago.
What are we doing out here?
Walking the beat?
No, I mean, big picture. Why are we here? What's our purpose?
Oh, we're cops. So, protect and serve?
Is that all we are? Our jobs? What if we stopped being cops?
Would you shut up? You're kind of freaking me out with all that.
Most people go their whole lives without asking these questions.
Yeah? Well, put me down as one of them. If I wanted to ask questions, I'd be a detective.
We have cops literally talking about clone theory. Even they are confused as to why there's so many new recruits on the force all the time.
How are there so many of them?
Our recruitment team must be working overtime.
But they're infinite. We have enough SWAT guys to fill 10 departments. 1,000.
Every hotshot asshole wants to be SWAT. It's always been that way.
Their life expectancy is like 5 seconds.
Cop movies make it look heroic.
You think we've got a cloning lab under the station?
Clones? Seriously?
We have the two cops lamenting about how cool our masks are, and honestly, I can't blame them, but it is funny how contradictory this one is because on another conversation they're having is about chlorophobia and his doctor saying that if he sees a clown, he shits himself.
I hate the clowns. Hate them with a passion. But you gotta love the masks.
Right? The masks are fucking sweet.
My kid's obsessed with that scary one, the one with blood around the mouth.
The American flag one really gets me. Feels like he's making a statement.
Is that satire? It feels like satire.
I get kind of freaked out when I look at the burnt one.
That one's gnarly. What happened there?
I wonder if his face is fucked up too.
The psychologist says I got chlorophobia. Go figure.
So if you see a clown, what happens?
Total loss of bowel control.
We have a couple of different conversations, all talking about the special units of the game. Generally, it seems like the cops hate all of the special units, besides dozers. And they think that they're crazy and lunatics. It also is neat to hear that the naders and zappers are part of the non-lethal response. Cloakers are RIO, and dozers are heavy extraction.
I'm going out for special ops. Really gonna do it this time.
You've been threatening to long enough. What unit?
Non-lethal response. The zappers.
Come on, you don't want to be a zapper? They're sadistic freaks.
Nuh-uh. They just stun perps. Nothing sadistic about it.
They use way too much voltage, and they give perps heart attacks. Happens all the time.
Ah, I did not know that. I could be a nader. That's better, right?
Naders use chemical warfare. That's not a whole lot better.
We've got to stop him. I'll go to internal affairs if I have to.
Higher-ups won't do a damn thing, and you know it.
He was hiding in my car. I opened the door and he kicked me square in the face.
He's training. That's what he always says, and the chief eats it up.
He broke my fucking nose. This has to stop.
He's special ops. The department always takes their side.
Cloakers suck. I'm so tired of their psycho kung fu bullshit. I want them gone.
Whatever you say.
But lastly, and certainly not least, we have one very interesting conversation about one of the fans' favorite heisters.
The place was shot to hell. So many bodies. Never seen anything like it.
Fuck me. We sure the victims were all Russian mob?
Every positive ID was Russian mob. Only one body we're still working on. Perp used a door to knock out the poor guy's teeth.
Death by door? You know, I heard about this case in Miami. 1989, a lot of similar details.
I overheard the detectives talking about that. They look scared.
What do we do if it's the same guy?
I hope it's not him, or all these bodies are just the beginning.
Now, this doesn't mean he's coming back, but it is a fun nod to him. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video and breakdown of the lore so far. What do you think? Anything catch you off guard? If you liked the video, please like, and I hope you subscribe to stay up to date on all future content. Till next time on Vice, y'all take it easy.